How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So normally on these top 10 hottest comics videos, I tell you what you should be specking on, what you should be buying, what you shouldn't be buying, and I go through usually cover prices, top 10. Sometimes I go through Go Collects as well. But I'm going to do something a little different. Instead of going through each comic individually, maybe you'll like this better. I'm just going to give you 5 comics, basically, and I'm going to tell you not to buy these at their current fair market value, right? And I'll give you the reasons why, and I will go through all the reasons why you should wait or whatever it is. Let me know if you like this format a little better instead of going through each one individually. Okay, so first up, we got Black Panther number 3. Obviously, it's the variant. So why is this so high and so hot right now? Well, the reasoning is because there is a new character called, I'm going to say this wrong, Tosin Odei? I don't know. There's a lot of speculation on this character, and I've mentioned this before. When a new writer or new artist take hold of a book, they like to come up with a new character and the reason why, and they push this character a ton. And the reason why is because if I decided I can't draw or write, but let's say I could, and I took over Black Panther or any book, Venom, doesn't matter what name book, and I took it over, I don't make royalties from those at all, from that creation, because Venom is Todd McFarlane, Black Panther is, I believe, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, so they make the royalties off that. So I have to make a new character and make that character popular. So that's why I make a new character as a writer or artist, and I push that character like it's going to be the biggest thing in the world, hoping that one day it turns out to be something like that. Most of the time, it doesn't. So you'll see these pushes for these new characters because the writers and artists are trying to make money down the line and hoping like this character will be so big and popular, gets in a TV show, gets in the MCU, gets wherever it goes, on T-shirts, they make a toy figure of it, that kind of stuff. So I don't think this is a good buy. The current fair market value is $406. You can look at it right over here, right there. $406.52. I do not think that this will work out. You can even see that it's going to be probably dropping very soon. And the funny thing is, they have the fair market value of $406. If you go on eBay right now, you can see one for $399 or $399 or best offer. So it's all right. And then if you look at more recent sales, you can see that, $350 one just sold for, $350, $469, $405, $355, $2. That was a 7.0 though. There's going to be no graded copies of this because it's too soon. When these books come out, you have to send to CGC. It's like 6 months to get back, so you won't see any graded copies for like a couple months of this. But I do not think you should buy this at its fair market value at all. So, sorry, I deleted myself there. Okay. Next we got up is SpiderMan 88 or Legacy number 889. Man, it's getting that high. And of course, these are all going to be like newer, hotter books. So that's what most of these. The fair market value is $18. Why is this even on this list to begin with? Well, it's the first appearance of Queen Goblin. So people that spec on any first appearance of anything. But do you honestly think that this character is going to be the new anything? You have any idea how many goblins we have to get through before this one becomes popular? Right? We haven't even seen Hobgoblin on a TV or a movie, anything. So Hobgoblin will probably be my choice if you're going to spec on a book. We've seen lots of green goblins. But yeah, $18 seems small, but like the last book, you wait a few months, this book will be worth a lot less than that. And we can look at some more details here. Let's see. Let's look at some recent sales of it. Like, these books out of the gate get really hot because people spec on it and think it's going to be something special. But I just don't see it. Recently, it seems to be right where it was a month ago. But don't hold your breath on this one. This one will probably be like You can pick it up for like $4 in like 3 months from now. Okay, moving on. Next one. All right, we got Venom Lethal Protector number 4. This is a ton of firsts of Riot, Scream, Agony, and a bunch of other ones. Symbiotes, right? That's what's on here. The fair market value is $35. Gone is the symbiotes. They were all pushed because of the Venom movie, and people are speculating that maybe one of these other ones will be in a future Venom movie. I don't see... It would be very weird because from an average viewer, comic book fans know the difference between Riot and Carnage, but to a normal person, they think they're the same. They look the same. They do the same things. They can't tell the difference. I think it would be stupid. I thought it was stupid for them to take Carnage because it's too much like Riot. They should have done Riot. They should have done Carnage the first one, and then a completely new villain altogether. So if they do make a Venom 3, I hope they don't go with another symbiote, because that would it's just too weird. It's just like too much of the same. Like it doesn't seem like a different movie. There's nothing new. So for $35, I would pass on this book and not buy it at its fair market value. You could probably wait. Like a lot of these books, they'll get really hot and hyped up, and then wait a month or so, and they'll cool back down. Okay, what do we got next? Next, we got the new Teen Titans number 21. It's a bit older than the other ones, but like I said, it doesn't have to be brand new books. It just has to be what is currently hot. Now, the reason why this is on this list is because there's a Titans season 4. I didn't even know that they were that far along. I think I watched the first episode and that was it. I just didn't really, I don't know. So they have a couple. The Brother Blood is going to be in it. Mother Mayhem, stuff like that. And Jinx. This is not Jinx's first appearance, but the other ones, it is their first appearance. And so they're going to be in the TV show and hoping that, this will be something big. Don't count on it. It's not going to be. $56. Yeah, it's heating up right now. So if you jump on it now, you might get a little bit of a boost down the line, but don't count on it being like something that you can hold on for like a year or something like that. These villains that are flavors of the weeks in these TV shows, they're literally here today, gone tomorrow. Look at all the Flash villains in the Flash TV shows. They get a little bit of a spike, and then they drop down to nothing. Back to where it was. Back to where this book was before. Wherever it was before, $5, $10. That's where it's probably going to go back to again. Is there a little bit of time? A lot of people think about short term. They ask me about short term. Sure, maybe in the short term, you could flip this book for a little bit, but not long term. Definitely not long term. I would pass on this book. Okay, so I did basically 4 comics that I said do not buy into the hype, do not buy them at their fair market value of hottest books. I'm going to give you one that I think is a good bet. Personally, I bought a couple copies. Now, you take that with a grain of salt. I could be wrong, but I think this is probably a decent chance to make money. Long term, don't know. Short term, yes. That's what I think anyways. All right, next we got, and it's a new one. We got Darth Maul. Star Wars is Darth Maul number 2. Now, this is going to be spoilers for anyone that watches the Book of Boba Fett and hasn't seen the newest episode. So, there is a character, which I did my review of anyways, called Cad Bane. Super cool. I watched it and I was like, dang, this is an awesome character. Anyways, he first appeared in this comic book, Darth Maul number 2. There's variants of it and things like that. I think at $145, it is worth picking up. That is the fair market value. I think in the short term, it's a good short term. Long term, it really depends what they do with the character in the Book of Boba Fett. And you have to understand is, like, you could say, oh, this character is maybe this or that in the comic books. Like, pick a character. It doesn't mean... It's when it comes into the mainstream, right? Darth Maul, like, what do you have? Maybe like 20,000 readers that read that comic book? 10,000? 15,000? People that actually care about the character, Cad Bane? Tens of thousands. Once you get on a Disney Plus show, you now expose that character to millions of potential fans. That's the thing. It's like people are like, oh, he was really popular in the comic book, or he was nothing in the comic book. That doesn't matter when it comes to value of the comic book. It comes to how many potential readers out there. So if you have a good character, say Cad Bane turns out to be like the main villain for Mandalorian season 3 or something like that, you don't know. That with this, you're just showing that character in front of millions of, tens of millions of potential fans that would go out and buy this book. Compared to the comic book that has a print run of like 30,000. So that's what you have to understand. So at fair market value, 145, I think it is worth getting. We can look at some more into the numbers right here. Its current trend is down 156%, but that trend does not mean sales. That just means how much it's selling. Yeah, they have a couple cool variant covers. I think I actually have one now that I think about it. So yeah, so recently it's 145, 150, 155, 152, 152, 138. We got one for 63. Now, it's really hard with these raw sales because it doesn't always say the grade. Sometimes it does, but I mean, this 63 could be like an 8.0, and then this one for 230 could be a 9.8, like raw copy. So it's really hard to tell. But if you can go back a little bit ago, you can see that it wasn't worth nearly as much, but that's because the character just came out. But I think it's a good spec book, if you will, short term, possible long term. I figured I'd put it on this list, and that way it's not all negative. Let me know what you think of this format. Is this something you like? Do you want me to go back to the other format where I just kind of list through and go through and tell you to buy, pass, or whatever? Or is this more interesting for you? All right, have a good day.